Well, hello. I'm moving fast. The minute I start a video, it gets loud. I'm in New York. What did I expect? Anyways, moving fast on my way to Hamilton to start my ironing. I'm a little late because I just ran into a friend who's in the Book of Mormon. It's great right now that we're all coming back. We're back to just, how's it going at your place? What's going on? Are you guys in rehearsal yet? Are you there yet? Are you on stage yet? Have you started yet? And everyone's, rolling out. So catching up with him. Let's talk about musicians on Broadway today. So the Musicians Union, they are part of the IATSE, which stands for... I've been in the IATSE for 25 years, and I always get this sketchy. International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees? Look it up. 25 years later, I can't ever remember. And we all are locals within that. Now, here in New York City, the musicians are local 802. Do you know why they're local 802? Because that's the time they show up for work. Ba-dum-bum. Well, it's true. I mean, for musicians on a show, they're not required to be there before places. They do their own warm-up, whatever they have to do. They just step into the pit or wherever it is they're playing from and hit it. So that's the joke, though. It's like, oh, they're here. Let's start. To my understanding, if I get any of this wrong, someone please call me out. I know you will. As I understand it now, when you get a chair in the pit on a show or in the orchestra, the chair is yours. Just like with me as a dresser position, if I have a track, that track is mine for the run of the show. Musicians are the same. If you got a chair on a show, that's your position in that pit for the run of the show. There are people on Phantom of the Opera that, to my understanding, have had that chair for 32 years. They're fine. They're kind of fucking welded to the chair. Anyways, as I understand it, and please, this is the part if I got this wrong, as I understand it, musicians can get their own subs. They find someone to sub their position. I don't know that the conductor or musical, whoever has to approve that. I don't know. I've heard they get their own subs. Unlike in wardrobe, I don't get to say who's going to cover my track. I get, Fumble Thumbs Louie over here to learn my track. Oh, great. Not my call, supervisor's call. The other thing that I understand from the musicians is I think it is they have to do their job not more than 51% of the year, if I'm not mistaken. They can sub out 49% of their year's work to a sub. So, man, you get a chair on a show, you keep that thing. You can go off and do other shit, come back, whatever. Who's going to not do that? So that's, they've got a very powerful local. They've got a very powerful bargaining place, the musicians. Good for them. What's interesting is, now, of course, traditionally an orchestra would be in the orchestra pit at the front of the stage. Not at all true anymore. Could be that's exactly what happens. Could be they're too big to fit down there. Could be the set extends over that space. They could be up in the sides in the what are some of the boxes. They could be backstage someplace or upstage of the set. They could be in several locations. There are definitely shows where the drummer is on the third floor in an entirely different place because now with electronics, you can pipe people in from anywhere. Live theater, live music, they can be piped in from anywhere. Oh my God, story. Years ago at the Tony Awards, when Patti LuPone was doing Gypsy on Broadway, this is years ago, I was at the dress rehearsal for the Tony Awards. And she's doing her number that they were doing from Gypsy. And the orchestra was somewhere else in Radio City, nowhere near the stage. She starts, and it's coming in live on, tracked. If they're coming in from someplace else. She starts the number. Stop, stop, stop. I can't hear the orchestra. She had to stop everything. And and they're trying to figure out why she can't. There's a monitor to watch the conductor. I don't know why she wasn't with him, but I'm not Patti. And while we're stopped, can we please put the orchestra back in the orchestra pit where the orchestra belongs? Oh boy, every phone was out like, oh my God, Patty's having a meltdown. She's not wrong. Anyways, there's a story. So yeah, the musicians can be anywhere in the building. I've heard stories about putting them someplace so cramped that a trombone player with the slide trombone that has to slide back over his shoulder, that to cut a hole in the wall behind him so the slide could go back into the hole in the wall. That's, shove them anyplace. Now that is the other reason why actors on stage have a microphone on, so they can be heard over an amplified orchestra. Used to be, a singer is trained to fill that house. They don't need a microphone, trust me. Anybody I know, they don't need a microphone. They can fill that auditorium. But now that the band is electric, they have to be electric to be heard over the band. So there you go. Other things with the orchestra. Honey, at intermission, they leave the pit and hover in doorways. Like, do they think an earthquake is coming? Why are you in the doorway? And at intermission, the wardrobe is running around back and forth. I'm humping baskets back and forth to set up for Act 2. And they are in the in the doorway. Excuse me. And then the next night, hi, remember how last night at this very moment I came over here and said, excuse me? Well, guess what? And you know what's gonna happen tomorrow at this very moment? Guess what? So musicians, what the hell? The only way to get them out of your way is to throw food someplace. They'll go right for it. Anyway, there's a little bit about the orchestra, and I gotta go to Hamilton now, so goodbye.